Hello, guys. My name is Pawanpreet. I'm from the Knowledge Catch, and the topic which I'm going to teach you is articles. Okay, so it is one of the most important and the first topic of English grammar. So I would like highly recommend you to all of you to watch this video till the end. Okay, so there are three kind of article a and the. We will learn about its pronunciation also when it is called when it is called an, when it is called the means we call a also, an also, an also. So it depends upon the many different things why we pronounce it differently, like different vowels or consonant. So we will go in every detail and know the difference, when to use the, when to use a, when to use an. Okay, so what are articles? First, simply let's understand what is the concept of articles. Articles are those words which are used before the noun. Okay, so if I say a book, then a is a one letter. Okay, one letter. N is like a two letter having. They are very simple thing, but they are very confusing, and most of us speak wrong. Okay, while communicating with other people we speak wrong, so it have a wrong impact. That's why we have to learn what to say, what to not say, what to omit. Okay, when we have to not use article, there are multiple times when we have to not use articles. Okay, so articles are word which are used in front of the, you can say, or before a noun. Now what is noun? Noun is the naming word, or you can say name of a person, place, thing, idea, emotion. Okay, so now if I say a book, so it means I'm talking about a single book. So a is also telling us about any single thing, single noun. Okay, for example, a book, a pen, a table. Okay, a book, a pen, a table. It means it is telling that there is only one book, one pen, and one table. All right, but when to use a, when to use an. Okay, a is used when there is a single noun. So for singular noun we use a. Okay, and I'll tell the pronunciation at the very last. Okay, a book, a pen, a table. But if I'm talking about that book again, okay, if I say this is a book, this is a book, okay, and then I make a story that this is a book, its name is like the something, so it is the most famous book. The book is very interesting. Okay, so in the starting I used a book, but later on with book all the articles used were the. Means for second time I have to use the, because I'm now aware of that book and I have already mentioned that book. So this implies that when we are using any noun, we are while communicating or writing, when we are using any noun and the article used will be a, when there is a mention for first time. For example, I'm talking about this marker. Okay, if I'll say this is a marker, then why a is using? Because I haven't mentioned about this article before, but then I'll say this marker is black marker, is the black marker. Okay, so now if I'm talking about it later, so anything that is mentioned first time, always a will be used, and if anything is mentioned for second time, the will be used. All right, so no need to get confused. Okay, so So these are the points written over here. I'll explain you properly. See, and n when it is used. Now it is for I'll tell you for n also. Is used for first time mentioned things. Okay. If I'm mentioning uh like any person, if I'm mentioning any person and I'm talking about that person in a story or a podcast, then I'll mention in the starting a boy, a girl, a person, okay? But second time when I'm talking about that boy or that girl, that person, then I will definitely use the, because now I know I have already spoken about that boy, that girl, or that person respectfully. Okay, so this is clear, I hope. That first time things mentioned, we will always use okay. Now, any one thing that I already told you, an apple, a banana, a guava, etc., a book, a table, okay, a chair. A chair denotes that I'm talking about any chair. I'm not aware of that chair. And one more thing, it is single chair, okay? Singular noun, all right? So this is also clear. And I'll make it more clear with the help of the examples written over here. Then you will understand properly. All right. So we have to learn though also, because the sentences are mixed, okay? So let's jump in here. Specific thing. Second time, one and only unique things. Now, what is the second time I told you? Like, if I'm talking about any person and I have already mentioned about him, so when I'm mentioning that person again, then I have to use the article the. Okay, so the will be used for second time mentioning of any object, any place, anything. Okay, so, and when not to use the articles are not used in the for like name of the people, okay? Name of any person, you can't use articles, okay? And one and only one, and uniqueness. For example, if we are talking about those things that are on this universe, only one, they exist, only one thing is there, like sun, moon, planet, any particular. So you will always use the, because they are unique. Nobody is like them. Uniqueness indicates definitely, means you can say it is the will come there. Second time I told you, if I'm mentioning anything for the second time, obviously I have to use the. And the specific thing. Now, specific thing, like if I'm saying, uh, go and bring that the book kept on that table. So I'm mentioning that that is a particular, you have to bring that one, not another one. So it is a specific thing I'm talking about. Now, let's revise these exercises. It's dash dog. Dash dog is cute. It's dash dog. Now, while writing, I told you, or while communicating, if we are not well aware about any noun, so dog is obviously a noun and animal, and name of any animal, plants, person, they are all a noun. And what is the most important definition of noun? Everything on this universe have some name, okay? And everything in this universe should have name, of course. How we will call them, and that is all noun. Okay, so it's dog, it's dog, it's dash dog. I am not aware about which dog we are going to talk about, so I will put and it is a single, not dogs. If it is a single noun, singular noun, then I have to use a. And second thing, I'm not aware about this. It is not mentioned anywhere which dog I'm talking about, so it will be a. And if I have to write now in the same sentence, they are talking about the dog again. They're telling its quality that the dog is cute, or so dash dog is cute. It will be the. Why the? Because now I know which dog they are mentioning. Second example, it's dash aunt. Dash aunt is small. So what will be here? Again, why because I'm not aware of what kind of aunt I'm talking about, that is crawling somewhere else or whatsoever in the garden or near something, near some food. Okay. So dash aunt is small. Dash aunt is small. The. Why the? I've already talked about the aunt in this. But while you're speaking, if you're talking about any singular noun like girl, boy, so if you're talking girls, then it will be plural noun. So when to use the, some more terms are there, okay? With the singular noun, you can use the with the singular noun. Like I told you, dog is a singular noun, you can use a. And there is ant, that is also singular noun, you have to use a. But the is used with singular noun. Mm, the dog is cute. But another thing, it's like it's dash moon. Dash moon is round. I didn't taught you this uniqueness. So moon is like unique thing. The moon. Why it will be the moon? Because like moon is unique and nobody is like moon. Okay. The moon is round. It will not be like here it is a, and because moon is only one entity present on this universe, like sky, moon, sun. Okay, so that is the reason there is moon. I saw dash octopus. Now I have already taught about also the also like when to use if there is a communication we are doing for the first time, anything is mentioned, we will use you can say and if I have already mentioned that person, then with that person I will use the. But I saw an octopus. Now, when to use an? With the vowels A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. Okay. So, when the sound is coming like A, E, I, O, U, then you have to use an. Okay. Means see, like this is a noun because it is a name of some and like sorry for the disturbance. Okay, I saw dash octopus. I saw dash octopus. Now octopus is like an insect with so many legs, etc. You know, all know, but why I'm using an? Because the word, this noun, it is a noun, and any noun or any word which is giving the first letter is giving a sound like o, a, e, I, o, u, then you have to use an. Okay, it is giving the sound this one. Okay, this one, it is not giving a, e, I, but it is giving o, not u. Okay, so it is giving octopus. And octopus is written here. If it might be orange, then also we might be using an orange. An orange, because it is giving the sound. The first letter of this word is giving the sound o. Okay, and o is used is a vowel. And if any word, its first letter is giving a, e, I, o, u sound, then you have to use the article an, right? I can see dash sky. Now I told you that sky is what? It is unique. Only one sky is there. So due to that one and only one thing, we will use the sky, the moon. Okay. Now uh, it's. I hope it's very clear with these all five sentences that when to use a, when to use an. Okay. And when to use the. Now, the is used with more things. Let's learn those also. That is very interesting. Now, what is superlative adjectives? Superlative adjective, for example, you might have listen, uh, good, better, best. Okay, the okay, we always say the best, the tallest, the smallest, means superlative adjective. This is the superlative adjective. For example, Ram is taller than Sham. Sham is the but Ria is tallest of all. Means that is a superlative adjective. So the if there is any adjective, this is the adjective because it is telling the quality of noun. What is the definition of adjective? Noun is clear, I hope. So what is adjective? Adjective is a word which tells us about the quality of noun. So they are telling, like for example, if we talk about taller, if we talk about taller, then for example, three persons are there: Ria, Ram, Sham. Okay. And see, uh, Ram is the tallest and Sham is shorter. Okay. So Ria is taller than Sham, but Ram is the tallest. Okay, Ram is the tallest, means tallest. So what is tallest? Tallest is the quality of a person, and person is a noun. So who tells the quality of noun? Adjective. So they add the meaning to the word, or you can say adjectives are telling the quality of noun. Now, whether Ram is tallest or whether he's whatsoever quality he possess is adjective. Okay. So superlative adjective we were talking about. Superlative. So now with all superlative adjectives, we have to use the, okay? And the is a definite article. Why the is definite article? Because the tell us, like if anything is definite, that is sure, we are sure about that. But indefinite, we are not sure about that. So when there is definite article, like I told you na, that you're sure about anything, huh? Any one thing, first time mentioned. Okay, I told you if I talk about anything for the first time, like a marker, then I'm not aware. It is dash marker. I'm not aware about marker because no information has been provided about this marker. But again, in the sentence or any story, or while we are communicating in the or in the telephonic conversation, we use the same thing again, but then we have to use the. That was the thing I was telling. But with the superlative adjective, the tallest, the smallest. For example, we can say like the Eiffel Tower is the tallest building. Some monuments are very the oldest. Okay, so it depends upon the type of adjective we all are using. So now I told you to use the with the specific things which we are mentioning, and talking about any noun for the second time, uniqueness, one and only one. Now, and superlative adjectives. Now, if anybody asks me which is your favorite flower, I say rose is my favorite flower. So I will not say the rose is my favorite flower because it is a journal sentence. It is a journal sentence. Okay, so for journal sentences we don't use any kind of article, so we omit means we don't use articles for journal sentences. Like, where is your school? My school is in that area, okay, whatsoever. So my school, here you're not using the article. And why? uh, it is very interesting, these all things. First listen to these, then I'll tell you what is the difference. See, if I am saying bed, I go to bed at whatsoever 9 p.m. etc. And or John go to bed at 9 p.m. Okay, so 9 p.m. So it will not. That is a daily routine, na. He's not going one day or someday anywhere else, but it's like so it is a daily routine. So no need to use the bed. Okay, that Ram goes to bed at to the bed at. So it is completely wrong. So I'm telling you the things when to use it, when not. Now church. If we are talking about the priest living in the church, then we will say the church. Otherwise, uh, yeah. Wait, let me rub it and explain you in better way. I think we can erase this one. Okay, now I'm explaining you the things with which we cannot use in a school. Okay, universities, hospitals, and who can with whom we can use and we cannot use. Okay, so there are some sentences like, if students, like, we'll take for school, not making it very confusing or difficult. Okay, school. School children go to school. Children go to school. Children go to school daily. For example, okay, children go to school daily. But children are going to school daily, it's normal for them because they remain there, they spend most of the time there, I mean. So but if I say parents went to the school for PTM, parent teacher meeting. Okay, parents teacher meeting. But see the difference? Who can use the and who can't use, who have to omit the article, means don't use article. See, children for, so it is it depends upon the awareness also when to use the article. It depends upon the, means it is very interesting if we understand the concept. It is really very interesting. For example, see, children go to school daily. So it's the daily job of children to go there. No need to mention the here. Okay, if we will mention, that is wrong. So no, we have to understand the things also. But parents are not going always to the school. They visit for some function or particular meetings of them with the teachers. Okay, so for parents there will be the school. Why we have, they will go to that particular school in which their children study. All right, same is with other terms like hospital. Okay, hospital. I hope you all are understanding. Hospital, if anybody is admit there. Okay, my sister went to hospital to visit my grandma. Okay, my grandma to the hospital. Okay, my grandma is in hospital. So is it fine to use the here or there? See, grandma is in hospital. Okay, because she's sick, because we can make more sense, because she's sick, maybe she's there for such a long period of time, so we will not use the hospital. Okay, but anybody visiting, going to visit her there to provide some things, material, anything, help, so we have to use the hospital, because my sister don't go to the hospital daily, don't stay there, you can say, or my grandmother is there for some particular period of time, so I have to use the hospital. And if I have to use like doctors, another thing can be used also, one more thing interesting. If doctors are there, doctors and nurses are working in hospital. Okay, we're working in hospital during Sundays also. Okay, like, all right. So, doctors and nurses are always in the hospital. Then who will be there to check up, etc. So we have to not mention it the hospital, because they are always available there. Similarly, is with the university. So it is with the university. If I say professors teach teaches okay, teach, professor, wait, okay, it's a single, teaches in, I'll not use the now, because, okay, let's see, we have to omit or not, in the, okay, in university. Hmm. Some leaders visited the university okay. Now leaders are not always there in the university, might be, they might be there to give some speeches, they might be there to give some kind of information providing to other. That's why for leaders we will use the university. We have to mention that where they are going in the particular university, but professors are already teaching in the university, so we will not use the. Okay, I hope you understand. This is one of the most important thing which we all must know, when to omit the articles. All right. So I hope that is clear. So we can omit not only for these things which I taught you, that any presence is there or they stay there, anything. Okay. There are some other things also. Like if I say island, name of island, okay? All right. If we have to omit the articles while using the names of lakes, islands, and people. People. Okay, now I'm saying people, but if there is some kind of uniqueness, the president of India, uh, the president of United States of America, all right, so we have to use there the president, because why I'm using the president. But if I know any president name, maybe Mr. anything, but I'm not mentioning the. Okay, why? Because we have to not use before the name of any people, we can't use the, because see, the queen queen of any place particular. Okay, so the president, the queen, why? because it is the uniqueness of that thing. Maybe that president is of India, so that is only one president. Okay, that's why the. Now, if you're using like name of any lake, any name of any lake, like Amazon, river is also there, then it is only one. So the, but lake is different, river is different. Okay, you know very well. So please omit the article. Don't use the article for lakes, island, people. Okay, name of people I'm telling you. Now comes the pronunciation of the also. Now we can it don't depends upon whether Britishers say that or American say the or the. Like when we were young in the like primary classes, then we were confused. Somebody said the, somebody said the. Why the and the? What is the back and forth of this game of the and the? The, the. See the, when you can see my tongue coming out, the and the. Okay, it is, so the is used like the bag kept on the table. Means I'm talking about any particular bag that is kept on the table. That is an example. Okay, so the, and what is the? So the, when to use the and when to use the. The is used with some other thing like vowels. All right. So the is used with vowels and the is used with consonant. But it is not the case here. Okay. Let me make it more clear to you that when to use the and when to use the. Okay. Like I'll explain something, then I will tell you the pronunciation. Mm, First, I will explain you what are consonant and what are vowels. Consonants, then it will be more clear, okay? And vowels. See, there are 26 letters, or you can say alphabets of English. All right. So A, E, I, O, U. These all are what? Vowels, okay? As mentioned here. Vowels. And one special vowel is also there. Why? That I'll tell you later. Now, the and the. You can see the phonic sound also, okay? The. The is used with vowel and the is used with consonant. All right. Now there is a also. A book. When to use means you're stressing, you're emphasizing. Can you bring me you're thinking, when you're thinking about something, can you bring me a glass of uh while thinking you are stressing that, and then you can say oh, you have to, it look sounds weird. So that time when you're saying, let me write the sentence like could you please. Both are correct, but it depends upon the situation that which we have to use also. Means vowels also. One situation is that while you're thinking anything, don't use it sound weird. So that time you have to say Could you please bring me a means it is different. Sound is completely different. A, okay, and it is like A. One is A and a. Difference is there, na? Could you please bring me? You're just thinking about that. That time you have to use otherwise A. Okay. Otherwise, A book, A table, A chair, whatsoever. Okay. Or while you are putting that pressure or stress or emphasizing that then you have to use otherwise you have to say simply A. So pronunciation also matter, not only the uses, okay? So let's just revise everything what we learned. See, what I taught you, number one, I taught you use of A and the when we can use. See, A is used and I'll tell you later, okay? It's simple. Depends on the phonic sound of A, E, I, O, U. But A is used when, so I can write rules so that if you want to note it down, you can note it clearly, okay? So we can make it in the form of rules. Rule number one, we can use A when anything mentioned in the mm, communication and communication, it is oral also and written also, so it depends upon what you're talking, etc., or writing. When we use a and we use it is written, we can use a when anything mentioned in the communication is for first time, okay? For example, to explain this rule in more better way, I'll share a story with you. um See, I'm thinking then I'm using because I have to create that story myself. There lived dash girl dash hair of, okay, I'll make it. There lived dash girl was very smart. She loved to eat berries. Now it is plural, okay? All right. To eat berries. Now I'm not sure about which berries I'm talking, so that's why there will be no no the. If I'm saying bring me that berry or the berry kept on the you can say basket, then I have to say that. Why to omit that also I will tell you. She loved to eat berries. Okay. Uh, there was a dash bird in her garden. garden was very beautiful. All right. Okay. This is a story. So there lived dash girl. I'm talking about. See, this is a noun. Girl is a noun. Of course, girl is a noun. If name of any person is noun, so the title given to it is also a noun. For example, if Prime Minister name is mentioned, Mr. Anything, but the title Prime Minister is also noun. So girl is there. Na? Name is not mentioned, but that is a title given to girls or some particular age. So that is a girl. There lived girl, but it is a singular noun. So I will use a. And one thing more, why I'm using a, because I am not aware about which girl I'm talking. Okay. So dash girl was very smart. Now I know which girl they're talking about. They have already talked about that. So I will use the. The girl was very smart. She loved to eat berries. There was dash bird in her garden. There was a bird. If you don't know anything about anything, simply put there a. And if you are aware of that, if I mention this bird again here, then you have to use the. Okay, now I have already mentioned this garden. Why haven't used the garden here? Because this is a, you can say, what do we call that, possessive determiner, so it's not necessary to use with that. Dash garden was very beautiful. The garden, because it is already mentioned the garden which where that girl need live, sorry. So I hope the first rule is quite clear, that we use when anything mentioned in the communication, oral or written, is for the first time. Second rule is for, okay, I'm writing here, it is for a, and this is for the now. Because this is similar to this one, so I will mention mix one, okay? We can use the when we know about the noun, or it is already mentioned about that noun. It is already mentioned about that noun. All right. Or mention about that noun, or we have already talked about that noun in some, you can say, all right, to make it more simpler. First and second were explained, I hope. Third rule, a and the, but an. An is used when the noun has the first letter which sounds like A, I, O, which sounds like vowels A, E, I, O, U. Done? Okay. These are the simple three rules. There are many rules which I told you. I hope these are clear. It is very easy. These both are also very important. And when any question comes, fill in the blanks, anything, you have to understand why you're using there, because there nothing is mentioned about that. Then about that noun, simply put there and if it is already mentioned about that noun, put there the. Okay, these both things are saying the same thing. Okay, but when to use already mentioned is this one, and that is for first time, so don't get confused. Articles are very simple, but they are very tricky. But once you understand, there will be no mistake. Although you can speak wrong, but you will be noticed by the native speakers, and they will, maybe they are not correct you, or but they will notice, and you know what will happen then. Okay, rule number 4, when to omit article wala rule. Okay, when we have to mention name of names of people, name of person, like you can say name of person, island, lakes. Okay, island, person, like etc. No, no, only these things are there, I think so. Then we don't use articles. All right. So we don't use articles. All right. Okay. So we don't use article not only for person, island, lakes. All right. And I told you one more thing when not to use. I'm not rubbing it right. I'm rubbing this one. Okay. Rule number 5, it is for the. Okay. When the superlative adjectives are mentioned in a sentence, in a sentence, we use the before the that adjective. The tallest means with the superlative adjective you can use. Okay, tallest is the quality of that person, building, etc. So the shortest, the funniest, the closest. So these all things depending upon the quality. Okay, so these are the 5 rules, and one more rule is there. So I have to rub it. We'll do exercises also in the next video. Okay, so that we get 10 out of 10 always to understand the articles. Now, what is rule number 6? The rule number 6 depends upon the presence. Okay, so if if any person is available in any place for a longer period of time, period of time, then we use uh, I'll explain through an example. We don't use any article, whether it is a, whether it is and the. Okay, a and the. And don't get confused, articles are of 2 types. Okay, definite, definite and indefinite, definite and indefinite. Okay, I'll just continue with this rule also here, that's why I'm writing it. So definite, article, and indefinite. Indefinite are E and N. Definite, the. Indefinite is, definite means surety. We know about that particular thing. Articles, okay. So I have written here. So let me once read it again. So if any person is available in any place for a longer period of time, then we don't use any article. All right. For example, doctors are doing checkup, or you can say doing surgery. Surgery in the hospital or hospital. No, no. It will be only hospital when we are talking about doctor. So you have to look after the sentence also, okay, that I told you before. And another example, mm, any other place? If we use for priest, priest are worshipping, priests are worshipping in the temple. So, is this correct or not? Is this sentence wrong or right? It is having a mistake. This one. Why we are not mentioning this? Because priest is most of the time busy in the temple doing some spiritual practices. So we can't use the temple, okay? That is the reason this rule tells, okay? So be very careful, identify when to use this rule, that rule, all right. So next one is, um, okay, same example I'm giving, that people go to the temple to offer prayers, okay? Now, for priest, I used only temple. I haven't used the. Why? Because priest was most of the time busy in the temple, all right. But people who go to offer the prayer there, so they don't go, they are not there every time. They go either once in a day or two times a day maximum, like, okay. So people go to the temple, that's why I have to use the. So make it very clear that these concept is clear in your mind, so that you never make any kind of mistake, okay. And okay, see, so this was all, and anything left, I'll mention it in the next video. So thanks a lot, guys. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Stay healthy. Love yourself. Bye bye.